The year was 1972. The Soviet Union launched a spacecraft. It was meant to land on Venus. But it never made out of the Earth's orbit, and now, more than 50 years later, it is returning to Earth. And that may be an understatement. The spacecraft weighs 500 kilograms, and it is about to plunge uncontrolled back to Earth. Experts say, in all likelihood, it will crash down hard like a meteorite, and it'll happen next week. So should you be worried? Have other spacecraft crashed on Earth? Also, what about the tens of thousands of junk objects floating in space? What risks do they pose? Our next report tells you.
A spacecraft called Kosmos 482 was launched in 1972. It was launched by the Soviet Union as part of their Venera program. The spacecraft was meant to land on Venus and gather information about the planet, but it did no such thing. In fact, thanks to a rocket malfunction, Kosmos 482 never made it out of the Earth's orbit. So it has had more than 50 good years in space. But now, it seems to be ready to make its return. Kosmos 482 may soon plunge uncontrolled back to Earth, and this is concerning news. The spacecraft weighs about 500 kilograms, and scientists say that it may crash on Earth, like a meteorite would, at the speed of about 242 kilometers per hour. It could happen around May the 10th, and it could re-enter anywhere as far north as London or Alberta in Canada, as south as America's Cape Horn. So should we be scared? Though it is not clear how much of it will come down, scientists say that it is quite possible that the spacecraft will survive re-entry. After all, it was built to withstand a descent through the thick atmosphere of Venus. So there are some risks. That said, there is not much to worry about. Most of our planet is water, so there are high chances of the spacecraft ending up in an ocean. Plus, because it is similar to a meteorite fall, the risks are just as high. Several meteorites fall on Earth each year, but it is rare for them to hit or harm someone. That said, this expectation of the spacecraft's crash raises other concerns, that of space debris, which refers to the man-made junk in space. This includes defunct satellites, spent rocket parts, and fragments from collisions. Over the past few years, the amount of space debris has increased dramatically. Around 46,000 objects are estimated to be orbiting Earth. It poses risks to satellites or space projects and the atmosphere. And while it is rare, there is a concern for safety of humans on Earth. For instance, earlier this year, a 500-kilogram ring of metal fell from space on a Kenyan village. It was left over from a rocket launch mission from 6 decades ago. Thankfully, its crash didn't hurt anyone. But if it had, the consequences would have been catastrophic. Last March, a big chunk of debris from the International Space Station tore a hole through the roof of a home in Florida. The following month, many sizable chunks of metal from a SpaceX capsule were found on a Canadian farm. So this problem is not limited to one country or one space mission. It is a global concern. And scientists are trying to come up with solutions, like designing some space parts for a shorter duration or monitoring older spacecraft for re-entry. But until there is a solution, the global mentality around space waste must change. Because what goes up might just come down.